Have you ever caught yourself wondering, is this really how I want to spend my days now? Maybe you find the hours dragging, or you feel a little lost of the busy schedules of earlier years. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, once we pass 70, life can start to feel a little quieter. Sometimes too quiet. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, this phase can be one of the most rewarding and joyful times of your life if you lean into a few simple shifts in mindset. Imagine waking up each day with a genuine sense of excitement, a feeling that you still have so much to offer and discover. Imagine feeling connected, purposeful, and genuinely happy, no matter what your age. It's absolutely possible, and today I want to talk about 6 life-changing mindsets that can help you get there. Now, before we dive in, let me share something that might surprise you. Happiness and purpose aren't just for younger folks with busy careers or growing families. Those things are available to you every single day, if you're willing to embrace a new way of thinking about yourself and your life after 70. It's about rewiring how you see your value, your possibilities, and your connection to the world around you. So let's start with a mindset that often feels like a big hurdle, but is actually a door to freedom. The first mindset is about letting go of perfection and embracing your true self. As we get older, many of us carry around the weight of years of expectations, what we should have done, what we should be doing, and how we should appear to others. But here's the honest truth. Perfection is a myth, especially at this stage in life. You don't need to meet anyone else's standards anymore. This is your time to be authentically you, with all your quirks, wisdom, and stories. When you release the need to be perfect, you open yourself up to genuine happiness. You start enjoying the small moments without judging them, and you find peace in just being who you are. Think about a moment when you laughed freely without worrying about how you looked or what others thought. That's the joy of embracing imperfection. And when you do that, you not only feel lighter inside, but you also invite others to connect with the real you. That kind of connection is gold, especially as we age. Now, moving gently from that, the second mindset is about finding purpose in everyday moments, no matter how small they seem. When you're young, purpose often feels tied to big achievements, a career, raising kids, or reaching goals. But after 70, purpose can look very different, and that's okay. It might be in the smile you give a neighbor, the phone call you make to a friend, or the little garden you tend with care. These small acts create meaning and weave a sense of belonging into your days. A friend of mine who's 75 told me she never thought her biggest source of joy would be her morning coffee ritual on the porch, watching birds and chatting with her cat. But she realized that ritual gave her a steady anchor, a moment she looked forward to. It gave her a sense of rhythm and peace, something to hold on to when days felt uncertain. Purpose isn't always about big plans. Sometimes it's simply about choosing to notice and appreciate the life you have right now. When you tune into those small, meaningful moments, happiness naturally follows. That leads us to the third mindset, choosing gratitude over what's missing. It's easy to get caught up in what we can't do anymore or what life doesn't look like compared to the past. But focusing on those losses only drains our energy and dims our joy. Instead, what if you could gently shift your focus to what is still here, what still works, and the simple blessings that surround you every day? I know this might sound a bit cliche, but gratitude really is powerful. Even on tough days, finding 1 or 2 things to be thankful for, whether it's a kind word, a sunny afternoon, or a favorite song, can change your mood and perspective. Over time, this habit of noticing goodness rewires your brain to seek happiness rather than dwell on disappointment. One way to bring this into your daily life is to keep a small journal or even a simple mental note of things you appreciate. At the end of the day, try to recall 3 things that brought you joy. You don't need grand adventures for gratitude. Sometimes it's as simple as the warmth of your favorite blanket or the smell of fresh bread from the bakery down the street. So just to pause and think about these first 3 mindsets, being authentically yourself, finding purpose in small moments, and choosing gratitude, you can start to feel a subtle shift. The days become a little brighter, the weight of expectations lifts, and a gentle happiness begins to take root. But this is just the beginning of the journey. There are 3 more mindsets that deepen this sense of joy and purpose, helping you live fully and vibrantly after 70, and they are just as powerful and accessible as these first ones. Now that we've explored how embracing imperfection, discovering purpose in everyday life, and practicing gratitude can transform your outlook, let's move forward and uncover the next ways to stay truly happy and purposeful in the years ahead. Now that you've begun to feel how freeing it is to accept yourself as you are, find meaning in small moments, and focus on gratitude, let's dive deeper. There are 3 more mindsets that can truly transform your experience after 70, helping you live with joy and purpose every day. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is embracing the mindset of continuous learning and curiosity. It might surprise you, but your brain loves new challenges no matter your age. When you stay curious, whether it's exploring a new hobby, learning about a topic that fascinates you, or simply asking questions, you keep your mind active and engaged. That mental stimulation isn't just good for your brain health. It also sparks a sense of wonder and excitement that makes life feel fresh and vibrant. Think about it. When was the last time you tried something for the very first time? Maybe it was learning to use a smartphone, picking up painting, or even trying a new recipe. Each new experience adds layers to your identity and reminds you that you're still growing, still evolving. And that's incredibly empowering. Even small steps count. You don't need to enroll in a university course or write a book. It could be as simple as watching a documentary on a subject you've never thought about before, or chatting with someone who has a different life story. These moments feed your curiosity and help keep your spirit youthful. Connected to this idea is the mindset of building and nurturing meaningful relationships. As we get older, it's easy to feel isolated or think that socializing is less important. But in reality, our connections with others are a huge source of happiness and purpose. Having people to share stories with, laugh with, or simply be around can make the days brighter and help you feel grounded. Meaningful relationships don't have to be numerous. Quality always beats quantity. It might be a close friend, a family member, or even a community group where you feel you belong. The key is investing time and care into those bonds. Reaching out to someone, sharing a meal, or just sitting together in comfortable silence can nurture your emotional well-being more than you might realize. There's something beautiful about the give and take of friendships and family that keeps us connected to life itself. And when you focus on these relationships, you're not only bringing joy to your own days, but also creating a ripple effect of kindness and support. The last mindset we'll talk about in this part is one that often gets overlooked, but is absolutely essential: cultivating resilience and acceptance in the face of change. Life after 70 inevitably brings challenges, whether it's changes in health, the loss of loved ones, or simply adjusting to a new rhythm. Resilience isn't about ignoring these difficulties or pretending they don't affect you. Instead, it's about developing the strength to face them with grace and find ways to adapt. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to less. It means recognizing what you can and cannot change and focusing your energy on what you can influence. When you practice acceptance, you free yourself from a lot of unnecessary frustration and pain. You allow space for healing and for new opportunities to emerge. I remember a story of a man I know who, after retiring, faced significant health setbacks. Instead of falling into despair, he decided to focus on what he could still do. He took up writing and volunteering, connecting with others in new ways. His resilience transformed not only his life, but also inspired those around him. By nurturing this mindset, you build a foundation of inner strength that supports your happiness and purpose, no matter what life throws your way. So, as you reflect on these mindsets, curiosity, connection, and resilience, you might notice a common thread. They all invite you to actively participate in your own life. Happiness and purpose aren't things that just happen to you. They grow from how you engage with yourself and the world around you. These shifts don't require huge leaps or dramatic changes. They start with small, gentle steps, like picking up a new book, calling an old friend, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply and accept whatever is happening. The beautiful part is that each mindset builds on the others, creating a rich, supportive framework for your days. And when you weave these 6 mindsets together, you create a life that feels not just longer, but fuller, full of meaning, joy, and connection. As you go about your days, try to notice how these ways of thinking show up in your life. Maybe you'll find yourself smiling more at little things, feeling less burdened by worries, or simply appreciating the richness of your journey. There's so much more to explore in how these mindsets can be practiced in daily life, and how they can help you stay vibrant after 70. When you're ready, we can continue this journey together. Now that you've embraced curiosity, connection, and resilience, let's explore the final mindset that ties everything together and helps you live with true happiness and purpose after 70. This last one is about choosing joy every single day, even in the smallest moments. Joy isn't something that only happens during big celebrations or special events. It can be found in the quiet moments: a warm cup of tea, the sound of birds outside your window, or a gentle walk in the park. Sometimes, after years of rushing or worrying, we forget to slow down and really savor these moments. But making a conscious decision to notice and welcome joy can transform ordinary days into something extraordinary. I remember talking to a woman who told me how she began to make a habit of starting her mornings with a smile, even if she didn't feel like it at first. She'd look out at the sunrise, breathe deeply, and remind herself that joy is a choice she can make, no matter what. And over time, this simple practice brightened her mood and gave her a fresh outlook on life. Choosing joy doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding those sparks of light that remind you life is still beautiful, even when it's challenging. When you embrace this mindset, you invite happiness to take root deep within you, no matter what your circumstances. As you reflect on all 6 mindsets, being authentic, finding purpose in small moments, practicing gratitude, staying curious, nurturing connections, and cultivating resilience, you begin to see how they interlock. Together, they create a powerful foundation for a fulfilling life after 70. These mindsets are not about changing who you are, but about opening up to new ways of seeing yourself and your world. They invite you to live with intention and grace, appreciating the richness of your journey while embracing whatever comes next. Remember, it's the small, daily choices that add up over time. Each time you practice gratitude, reach out to a friend, or try something new, you're building a life filled with meaning and joy. It's never too late to start, and every step forward counts. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. What mindset resonates most with you? Have you tried any of these ways of thinking before? Sharing your story could inspire others who are on a similar path. Feel free to leave a comment below. I'm looking forward to reading what you have to say. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content designed to support you in living your best life at every age. There's so much more to explore together, and I'm honored to be part of your journey. Here's to embracing each day with happiness, purpose, and a heart open to all the beauty life has to offer, because your best years are still ahead, no matter the number on the calendar. Thank you for being here, and take care.